Hello everyone, how are we all? Welcome back to my channel, and as you can tell by the title, I am back with a recipe video. I am so excited to get back in the kitchen and film again because it's been a hot minute. If you are new and you just clicked on this video, I moved house and things have just been a little bit crazy, but I'm bringing an old school video back that I really hope you guys are going to enjoy. So this is a cooking video. We're going to be doing 3 delicious recipes that are going to be really easy, budget friendly, accessible ingredients and dishes that you can create for one portion or for a family of 4, 6. The quantities are really variable, so I just thought it would be a really nice video to pop back in your subscription boxes so you can enjoy. Maggie's coming to say hello. She can tell there's going to be some food on the go. So yeah, I am really excited for this one, and it's been a long time coming. So if you are a long time OG subscriber, then this is going to be a treat for you. I hope you do enjoy it. And if you are new, you can click that subscribe button because these food videos will be coming back and they'll be more of a regular thing indeed. In this video, I'm going to be doing 3 recipes. We've got a delicious caramelized onion shallot tart with goat's cheese and a lovely simple side salad. We've also got a sausage and cannellini white bean bake with some gorgeous sun-dried tomatoes, and then we're also going to be doing a super greens mac and cheese with a garlic bread pan grattato. So really delicious comfort food dishes, but very simple to make. And this video is even more special because I want to say a huge thank you to Canon for sponsoring this video. And the camera I'm currently filming this video on is my trusty Canon G5X. I've used the Canon G7X for years, and this camera is brilliant. This is the Canon EOS R50. I've spoke about this on my channel before. It is absolutely brilliant for a multitude of reasons, mainly because you can attach a mic so you get those lovely sounds that when you're watching cooking videos you all enjoy. There is a flip out screen that you can rotate, so it's really handy for getting those tricky food shots. It's so lightweight, which is perfect for in the kitchen. The lenses are interchangeable as well, so you can swap those out for a whole different variety of lenses to get some really amazing shots. So if you are watching this and you want to get into content creation, then this might be the camera for you because it's really budget friendly, but the shots are absolutely incredible that you can take on this. I'll leave a couple on screen of ones that I have shot on this. So I'm going to leave this linked down below, as well as some other Canon cameras that I use for my content. So if you are considering getting into your photography or food filming, then this might be the camera for you, and some of the shots of the recipes will be filmed on this as well. So thank you so much to Canon for sponsoring this video. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the ingredients for the shallot tart are very simple, and some of them are store cupboard as well, so you shouldn't struggle to find these. We are cheating slightly and using some puff pastry that is pre-rolled. You can make your own if you'd like, but this just saves so much time, and also it's quite expensive because you need a lot of butter for puff pastry. You will need a little bit more butter to caramelize the shallots. I'm using banana shallots, but if you've got slightly smaller ones, you can use those too. A splash of milk for the pastry to get it lovely and golden in the oven. You need some brown sugar, some balsamic vinegar, some thyme. You can use fresh thyme or you can use dried thyme, whatever you have at hand. Some rocket to serve, and some goat's cheese to serve as well. If you're not a fan of goat's cheese, you can completely leave this out. You can keep this vegan, or you can use whatever cheese you like. Some blue cheese would be gorgeous on this, but it's a really lovely light tart, perfect for sharing or a lovely lunch. So you want to start by preheating your fan oven to 180 degrees. Now, the pan I'm cooking this in will be the pan we use for the entire recipe, so it's got to be oven proof, and if it isn't, you can transfer it to an oven proof dish. Start by taking the outer skins off your shallots, and if they're large shallots, you're going to need to cut them up into around 3cm chunks, so rings like this. But if you've got smaller ones, just in half will be absolutely fine. You want them to be roughly the same height. We're starting off with some butter in a pan. It looks like a lot of butter, but this is what forms the lovely caramelization. And then you add some thyme and some brown sugar. Now you just want to leave this to melt. Don't agitate it too much because the brown sugar can crystallize and have like a gritty texture. So leave it to melt, and then you can stir it all together, and then a good splash of balsamic vinegar brings this together. Now it might smell a bit punchy, so don't stand too close to it. If you've got an extractor fan, it's a good opportunity to put it on, and then start assembling your shallots in the pan. You can do them in a circular motion or however you like, but as long as the base is covered. Season generously with salt and pepper, and leave them to cook with a lid if you have one, and a little drizzle of olive oil for around
5 minutes, just till they start to soften. You can give the pan a little shake just so they don't start to stick. And if they look like they're sticking, just add a little bit more oil. In the meantime, you can roll out your puff pastry. Now, I do a really clever trick to really ensure a good puff. So you roll it in on itself and then fold it in on itself again. So it adds a couple more extra layers, and you want to roll it out to roughly the same size as your pan. I just use the lid as a guide, but you can eyeball it. You don't have to be too precise, but just enough that it can cover the shallots. So once they've softened, turn the heat off, put the pastry lid on top and score the top. And then I just brushed it with a bit of milk. If you've got a random egg lying around, you can use some egg, but milk works just as fine. You want to ensure it's fully glazed and then pop that into your preheated oven. Now, I baked mine for around 20 minutes. Ovens do vary as to temperatures, but you want the top to be lovely and golden and crispy. Turn off your oven and leave it to stand for about 5 minutes. Don't attempt to flip it straight away, because if you do, you might end up burning yourself, or even the tart might not come out. It needs that time to release from the hot pan. And if some of the shallots have got stuck, don't worry, you can just use a spoon and remove them straight from the pan and pop them back on top. It's absolutely fine. Now, you can just leave the tart there, but I added some creamy goat's cheese just to add this lovely salty creamy flavour. But again, you can use blue cheese, you could do a bit of cheddar, or like I say, you can completely leave it as it is. I served it with a side salad of rocket. This is arugula, I think, if you're in the US, but a lovely simple side salad works perfectly with this. I've cooked this before with some new potatoes as well, and it worked an absolute treat. So you can just cut this up. I usually do about 2 slices per portion with a bit of side salad, and if you did have some potatoes, it would be absolutely delicious. Dress your salad with whatever you like, dig on in and enjoy.
For the sausage casserole now, a sausage casserole can come in many different forms, and I've cooked many different variations of sausages on this channel, but this one is really delicious because it's super hearty. So we've got some really good quality free range sausages, and we're going to be using these. These are boiled bean organic white beans, really delicious, packed full of protein. And if you can find these, do definitely check them out because they're such good value. They're a large jar, this will easily feed 4, and they've just got amazing flavour. We've also got a carrot, some sun-dried tomato paste. Don't worry if you can't find sun-dried tomato paste, you can use regular tomato puree, 2 garlic cloves, a red onion and a red pepper. We've got some herbs going on, so we've got some thyme and some oregano. We've got some sweet smoked paprika. Again, if you can't find sweet, just regular smoked paprika is lovely. And some stock. I'm just using chicken stocks as what we've got. Yeah, we are going to get cracking on with this.
Now for this sausage casserole, I'm actually using my Le Creuset big oven-proof pan, but if you've got a frying pan, it works just as well. Just make sure it's nice and deep. I added 4 sausages and a bit of oil just to get some colour on them. They need to be regularly turned, and I use that time to prep my veggies. So just roughly clunk up your red onion, and then same with your carrot, just in pieces. Don't have to bother peeling it, just take the top and end off. Same with the pepper, just roughly so they're the same size, but don't worry, don't be too particular. Once your sausages have got some gorgeous colour after about 5-10 minutes, take them out of the pan, set them aside, and then cook your veggies in that oil. So you've got your carrot going in with your onion, and then you've also got the peppers, and you really want to get some lovely flavour on these. So just low and slow, not too high. If you need to add some more oil, of course you can. And then it's time to go in with some flavouring. So we've got some gorgeous thyme leaves going in. You can use oregano or basil if you prefer. A mix of both works really well. Whatever your flavours that you like, grate in a clove of garlic. We've got some sweet smoked paprika, and now some sun-dried tomato paste. This stuff is amazing, and it just has a really intense tomatoey flavour. I added around 300ml of water and one of these Knorr stock pots. I actually prefer using these because they've got more of an intense flavour. And then I added around half a jar of these white beans. Again, you can do cannellini beans, you can do kidney beans, whatever beans you like. It's just a good way to add some extra protein. Once that's thickened, add your sausages back in, and you want to reduce this down with the lid on for about 15 minutes. Then take the lid off and then reduce it down for a further 10. You can add a bit of corn flour if your sauce isn't thickening, but mine did just by the water evaporating, and that is it. Give it a season. It might need some salt and pepper. Can of course stir some fresh herbs through this, some parsley, basil, or you can just serve it as it is. It's also really delicious with some potatoes. You can do mashed potato, roast potatoes, and we just had it as this and it was delicious.
Okay, so for the greens pasta, now the greens come from 4 different types of greens. This is a really nutrients packed pasta. It's great if you've got kids who are a bit fussy about eating their veggies. So we've got a broccoli. Don't eat the whole broccoli, so you can save this for another dish. A good handful of spinach. You can use frozen if you've got some in your freezer. We've got some frozen peas and a leek. So 4 types of greens. And then to form the sauce, we've got some soft cheese. You can use mascarpone or ricotta, or you can completely leave this out if you want it to be vegan, or you can use plant-based cheese. A bit of lemon juice for like a lift and just some freshness. Parmesan to finish. Thyme. I'm using orecchiette for the pasta, but you can use whichever you like. If you've got penne, rigatoni, fusilli, anything. And then we're going to do a nice garlic breadcrumb topping. So we've got some stale bread here and some garlic bulbs. We're going to do one for the breadcrumb topping and one to fry in the sauce. And that's it. Oh, and some salt and pepper and olive oil, but that's the standard.
Okay, start by prepping your leeks. You want to top and tail the leek, cut it down the middle and give it a good rinse because some dirt can hide in between the leaves. Then you want to roughly slice it up, just nothing too fancy, just so all this will get blended eventually, so don't worry. And then run your knife through it as well. This will help it soften in the pan. We're using the same pan as before, just a nice heavy bottomed deep saucepan that is oven proof. Soften the leek down in some olive oil. You can use butter if you prefer that flavour. Now you want to blanch your broccoli in a pan. We're also going to use that pan to cook the pasta. Grate 1 clove of garlic, a fairly large clove, into the leeks once they've softened, and then add your frozen peas in there as well. Stir all of that together. You don't need to cook the peas because they cook in the pan. Then you want to add some lovely flavouring. So we've got some thyme and then half a lemon. Add a little splash of the broccoli cooking water and then pop the broccoli in. Keep the water in the pan though because we're going to cook the pasta in there, as I said. Stir all that together. Now I'm using orecchiette, as I said, but you can use whichever pasta you like. Whatever you've got lying around in the cupboard. Does not need to be fancy. Then add your spinach. Again, if you haven't got spinach, you can use kale or cavolo nero or whatever's in season where you are. Pop the lid on and wilt the spinach down. Now you want to make your breadcrumb topping. So I had some stale bread lying around, and if you do, it's a great way to use it up. Toast it until it's lovely and golden brown, and then once your pasta is cooking, just steal about a cup of cooking pasta water, set that aside, drain your pasta, and then blitz up your toasted bread in a food processor until you've got lovely breadcrumbs. Doesn't need to be too fine, and then pop that into a frying pan. Now once your blender is empty, you want to blend up all of your veggies and they're nice and soft. I do 1 blend to start to get a rough pulse, then I add around half the pasta water with a good tablespoon of that soft cream cheese, give the sides a scrape and then go back in with more pasta water until I've got a lovely thick consistency. It might take a couple of blends, but in the end you will have gorgeously thick pasta sauce. Now it's a simple case of just assembling it all together. So you can add your pasta into the sauce. If it does need loosening, you can just use regular water. Just be careful not to add too much water because it will loosen the sauce and impact the flavour. Give it a taste and see if it needs anything. At this point, I knew it needed some salt and pepper and more lemon. The lemon works to lift the dish. Just squeeze it through your hand so no pips get in. Stir it all together and then finish it with some really lovely Parmesan or Grana Padano. Any nice salty hard cheese will work beautifully in this. And then to finish, sprinkle over the breadcrumbs. Now I added that other clove of garlic that we started with and some thyme leaves just to give it more of a flavour than just breadcrumbs. You can leave it at this, or if you've got half a garlic baguette or any kind of garlic bread left over in your fridge, blitz that up and this flavouring is done for you. Sprinkle it on top of the pasta and that's it. You can chuck it in the oven if you want it to be a bit more thick and baked. You can pop some mozzarella on top or just serve it up as it is. It's just so delicious and vibrant and packed full of flavour. So that's it guys, I really hope you've enjoyed these recipes. Thank you so much for watching. There will be more of these coming very soon, so let me know if you have and what you would like me to cook next. Big love and I'll catch you all very soon. Bye for now.